Welcome, kindergartners. I want to introduce you to the artist Jackson Pollock. He is also known as Action Jackson, and one of the reasons why he's known as Action Jackson is because of what he's doing in this picture right here. Instead of using a paintbrush, what he became famous for is taking sticks and dipping them in big buckets of paint and splattering them across a huge canvas. And what a canvas is like a fabric that painters usually paint on rather than painting on paper. They paint on a canvas. But he took the canvas off of his easel and laid it down on the floor like a big rug. And then he would kind of like kneel or stand and splatter his whole paintings with all kinds of different lines and textures to make his artwork look like they were full of action. So that's why they call him Action Jackson. Here's an example of one of his paintings. So you can see how the canvas is filled with all kinds of lines. And as you're looking at this, I'd like you to take a moment and think, what does that remind you of? Or how does that make you feel? I know that when we were talking in class, some students felt like they were walking in a forest or like it looked like the ground with a whole bunch of leaves on it. Some students felt like it looked like a map or like a spider web. There's all kinds of feelings you can get based on the lines that he put down and the colors that he uses. But it's nice to take a moment and think about how that makes you feel. As you're looking at it, also take a look at now all of the yellow blotches of paint that you see all over the canvas. And as I move my mouse across the canvas, you can see that my mouse is going everywhere because he doesn't splatter his yellow just in one spot. It's balanced throughout the whole piece. It's splattered everywhere. And all the splatters are around the same size. There's a few bigger sizes that are splattered around, and then the rest of the splatters are all small everywhere. Now take a look at all the white lines. There's white lines spread all over the canvas as well, twirling, swirling lines everywhere. Then you could take a look at some of the pink color. The pink might be harder to find because the yellow and the white stand out so much. But again, if you find all that pink, it's everywhere throughout the whole piece. That means a piece is balanced. It means that one side isn't full of one color and the other side is full of another color, but it's actually equal everywhere, mostly equal everywhere. That's a balanced piece. And that's what I'd like you to try to do today. Let's take a look at another one of his paintings. Here's another one. A lot of students felt like it could feel like a map or that this was a river and then there were leaves on the river. I like the way that this one makes me feel with all of the big blotches of color, and then I like the black lines in the background. And some students felt like this felt like the woods as well. It depended on which class that I was in that was talking about it. Again, though, Jackson Pollock uses balance. The white is spread throughout the piece. The orange lines go everywhere. The yellows spread everywhere. And so are the blues. So he's balancing his artwork. So I've used the word line a lot today. Some lines feel really straight, like they're almost made by a computer, like these lines over here, or by a machine. And other lines feel curvy and twirly, like they're made by a human. These lines give us different kinds of feelings in our artwork. And today what we're going to try to do is maybe get some lines that feel more twirly and whirly and a little bit more natural. However, you're the artist in charge. If you like the straighter lines, you can use different tools to make straight lines too. It's up for you to decide what you want to do. In the end, we're looking to repeat lines a lot to create a texture. So all of these little tiny hairlines in here, or these little lines, create something that feel like fur. These lines that are going in zigzags everywhere give us a feeling of crumpled paper, and these lines here would give us a feeling of bark. So if you take things and repeat it, you get different kinds of textures. different lines repeated give different kinds of textures. And that's what you want to do today in your artwork, is create different kinds of textures. So here's a couple more of his examples. Again, looking for balance, lots of lines and textures. I like this one, how there's actually kind of like blotches everywhere as well. So sometimes artists are exploring different ideas, and then that way you can explore and experiment and find out what you like best about your artwork or other people's artwork to develop your own style. I hope you have fun watching the demonstration and getting creative with painting. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye.